Good morning, students. We are going to see our next chapter, that is 20th chapter of Social Science book, The Social Problems of India and Challenges. In this chapter, we will discuss the two challenges, that is communalism and casteism. India is a country with huge population and the largest democracy. Here, people of different religions, languages, cultures, they live together. Coordinating culture and secularism are its characteristics. Indian society is changing from traditional to modern society, and many changes have taken place in it. And with these changes, many problems have originated. And the problems can be social, economical, political, or cultural. In this chapter, as I said, we are going to see the two problems, that is communalism and casteism. Many people of India belonging to different regions, caste, languages have collectively worked for freedom of our country. It is because of their efforts we have achieved our freedom. It seems that harmony, unity, tolerance existed in the past has withered away after the independence. Today, we have come across some negative factors which hinder the peace and the progress of our country. The factors like communal conflicts, caste based quarrels, regional violence, etc. And this is a serious challenge to social goodwill, secularism, democratic values, and national integrity. Our first topic is communalism. And as I said, India is a secular country, and intolerance against any the spirit of constitution, any religion, intolerance against any religion is against the spirit of constitution. When a group of people of a religion or a sect oppose other religion or sect because of any reason, communal tension arises. When the people of any religion try to show superiority of their religion in comparison with the other religions and then give more importance to religious interest, then they look at every citizen not as an individual but from a communal perspective, and such a spirit divides the society. Even after so many years of independence, we have not been able to solve the problems of communalism. It is harmful in different ways. It is harmful to the society. It leads to the social tension in the country. It leads communal riots or quarrels, and there is an atmosphere of difference of and hatred. All these things are harmful for democracy, national integrity, and development of nation. Let us see the struggle against communalism. We know that communalism is a hindrance to the progress of individual, society, and nation. Various steps should be undertaken to eradicate communalism. The first is government should take action against communal elements. At first, government should take punitive actions. Punishment should be given to the people who are spreading communalism in the society. Education can play important role in eradication of communalism. In our education and curriculum, positive things have been included. Other than prayers of all the religions are organized. Social functions are celebrated so that children develop respect for all religions. Next is political party based on communal idea should not be given recognition. Special ethics are there for elections. They must be implemented and followed by each and every citizen of our country. Youth must come forward to remove communalism. With the help of radio, TV, cinema, they are the best audiovisual aid to reach to the common people. and through them the message of secularism can be spread. Such type of program should be telecasted which promote national interest and nationalism. For the progress of nation, religious leaders and political leaders should work together to combat the problem of communalism. For this purpose, not only government but society also should try. Understanding the fact the national interest, national pride are above religion, caste, state, or language ties the people in one thread and nurtures nationalism and national integrity. Let us see the next topic, that is casteism. India's social structure is based on casteism. Earlier concept of casteism was different from what it is today. To fulfill the basic need of the society, the task-based community were at the base of the work division. According to early hypothesis, there was a Varna system. In Varna system, it was based on the four occupation. In Varna system, we can include Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. Dwelling arrangement and occupation were based on caste, and as the base of occupation was source of income, some castes were getting low income, so they remained poor economically. Before the British rule, some communities were living isolated in the regions where it was not easy to reach it, like inaccessible forest and mountainous region. Social and cultural life of these communities was different from others. They had their own prominent culture and language. Because of living separately from generation to generation, people of these communities could not develop, and as a result of it, their economic and social condition has remained backward. Let us see about certain things about the certain provisions for protection and interest of minorities, weak and backward classes. Many provisions have been made in India in the Constitution for the protection, welfare, and progress of minorities. See the first one, equal justice to all Indians. Indian Constitution, it grants equal social, economical and political justice to all the Indian citizens. Next, according to the Indian Constitution, there will be no discrimination on the basis of community, caste, religion, language, gender, etc. It is also mentioned in the Constitution that equal opportunity and equal status is the fundamental right of every citizen. Third, the states are also given powers so that they may discharge the duties as a welfare state. It has certain restrictions on certain fundamental rights in order to protect weaker and backward class of the society. There is the right of religion. It gives freedom to follow any religion. The main objective behind providing constitutional help to minorities, weaker section and backward classes is to offer them equal opportunities, justice and status in the country. Care is taken for these classes in the 5 years plans also. Every year government plans the 5-year plan so that in this 5 year they provide certain benefits to the weaker sections of the society. Minority. What is minority? It is such a group of people which is not in majority with regard to religion or language within a certain region or regions. There is no specific definition for a minority in the Indian Constitution. Generally, a group of people forming less than half of the total population of a region or a country, it can be called a minority. The concept of minority is not restricted to any religion, language, or region. Just as at national level, the local and regional minorities are taken into account at the state level also. That is why the concept of minority at national level differs from at the state level. If a community is in a majority in a region or in a state's total population, it can be in minority at national level. Contrary to this, a group which is in minority in state can be in majority at national level. In India, minorities share equal rights with the majority. Moreover, special provisions have been made in the Constitution to protect and encourage their region, religion, language, culture, script, etc. Now we are going to see about the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. The Indian Constitution does not give a clear cut definition of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. This has been specially referred to by the other order of the President on the advice of the Governor of the respective states. In Indian Constitution, provisions have been made to prevent caste-based exploitation, to wipe out the injustice to them through equality and fraternity, and to see that they progress socially, economically, politically, and educationally. According to Article 341, those castes included in the schedule are called scheduled caste. So here the Article 341. It is very much important. The class which are included in this particular article, they are called scheduled caste. According to Article 342, here those castes which are included in the schedule of Article 342 are called scheduled tribes. People who live mostly in the forest areas and mountainous regions are included among scheduled tribes. They live in specific geographical conditions and live a different social and cultural life as compared to the others. These people are economically and educationally backward. Let us see the constitutional provisions. Special provisions for social scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. The following special provisions are made in the Constitution. The first is a general provision. According to Article 50 number of the Constitution, it restricts discrimination on the basis of religion, community, caste, birthplace, etc. In addition to this, no condition can be imposed. For example, A. Shops, public restaurants, hotels, and places of public entertainment. They cannot be, there cannot be, no condition can be imposed for these people to enter into the public places. B. As per the for using wells, lakes, bathing places, roads, there should not be any condition for this particular people to go for the public places, right, which are under the control of state government. Hence, as per the Article 15, no discrimination on the basis of religion, community, caste, and birthplace is allowed. Next is Article 29. If a person living in any part of India holds his own language, script, or cultural setup of his own, he has the right to preserve them. A person will not be refused admission on the basis of religion, caste, language to any institution run and maintained with the financial help from the government. So these are the two articles which is coming under the general provisions of the Constitution. Next is the special provisions. In special provisions, According to Article 46 of the Directive Principles of the State Policy, a state would take care of the educational, social, and economic interest of backward class of the society. Especially, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe will be protected against social injustice and exploitation. Second, according to Article 16, if the state government feels the backward classes are not represented proportionately in government jobs, the state government will have right to provide reservation in jobs and appointments. Third, according to Articles 330, 332, and 334, some seats in Legislative Assembly and Parliament are reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. There is no reservation of seats in Rajya Sabha. Seats are reserved for scheduled caste and tribes in Gram Panchayat and municipality also. Other than this, under different 5 years programs, hostels have been opened and a scheme has been launched to offer scholarship for children. Residential schools have been set up for educational progress. Minimum requirements of age, fees, and qualification have been relaxed for the candidates of this group for government jobs. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Organization felicitates those persons who work for social understanding and upliftment of weaker sections of population, their social transformation, potentiality, justice, and human dignity. There is a separate division in the state, and a special officer is appointed at the central level for the welfare and protection of the interest of this people. There are other provisions also for scheduled caste, like Act Article 70. Untouchability is totally eradicated, and its practices any form is prohibited. That according to Article 25, the states are given right to frame a law or continue any existing law which permits the public institutions for social welfare or reforms to keep the Hindu religious institutions open to all Hindus. Here the word Hindu includes Sikh, Jain, and Buddhist and Hindu religious institution. Now provision for scheduled tribes. Scheduled tribes, as per Article 19, it empowers the governors of the state to impose restriction in the interest of scheduled caste over the right to unrestricted movement of people to any region or settle down, to acquire property, to carry out business or trade. Such rights give authority to restrict exploitation to the tribal regions. Hence, various schemes and programs have been started by the government for the development of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and the backward classes. That is why their condition is improving day by day. Many people have got an opportunity to progress socially, economically, and politically. Terrorism, a global problem. In the 21st century, terrorism has become a problem for human society. It is a global problem, not particular problem of one country or our own country, but whole world around. Everywhere you can see people are facing problems due to terrorism. It leads to destruction of human rights, bloodshed, destruction, fear, violence, unrest, etc. Although terrorism has no connection with any religion, yet by linking terrorism with religion, terrorists are getting indulged in cowardice and hateful act. It is a hindrance in the progress of a nation. Terrorism is related to violence, and that is why openly violates the principle of live and let live. The objective behind any activity may be good or pious, but terrorism cannot be considered as worthy. Terrorism is organized, planned, and deliberate violent act. Terrorists are engaged in violent activities like suicide attacks, throwing bombs, hiding weapons, and then after using them on the public places, kidnapping, hijacking of plane, then smuggling of narcotic drugs, etc. So these are the problem which we are facing of terrorism, rebellion and terrorism in India. A very thin line is there between terrorism and rebellion. First, we are going to see about rebellion. Rebellion is a national problem. It is spread on the regional level against own government. So, here, no other than our own people, the citizen of our own country. At the regional level, they spread the rebellion against the old government. It is carried out with the help of local people. Development of state is suffering because of this rebellion. It is hindered. The development of state is hindered due to the rebellion activities. The next is terrorism. It is not a one particular region, but it is a global problem. It is either against own country or against the other countries. It is spread at the international level. They may or may not get local support. Here, terrorism, it is not always possible that local people support them. Development of countries is suffering because of terrorism. Hence, these two problems, rebellion and terrorism, we can see that they originates from local dissatisfaction and there is no such restriction on terrorism. Today, India is fighting against internal rebellion and terrorism. Next, we are going to see about Naxalite movement inspired by Chinese revolution under the leadership of Mao Zedong. Some Naxalites started this insurgency in India for the first time in 1967 in West Bengal. This fierce ideology is called Naxalism because it is originated from the village called Naxalbari in West Bengal. With its beginning in West Bengal, now it is spread into different parts of the country in different states like Orissa, Jharkhand, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Tripura, Madhya Pradesh, the mountainous and forest region, and hence it is day by day spreading in the other parts of the country. Insurgency in Northeast. Since independence, insurgency in northeastern India has been a perennial problem for our country. Some factors that stimulate insurgency are many communities, hilly and forested landscape, mutual cooperation among militant groups, international boundary at few places, and indulgence of foreign agency. There are certain states and with their they are having rebellion organization. It is given on the textbook page number 174. You can go through that table in which the state is there and rebellion organization is given. You can find out the state and the rebellion organization of that particular state. These organizations they are struggling for the demand of separate state to secure their own political economic interest or they are fighting on the questions of illegal immigration. So, because of it, economic, social, administrative, and political systems are damaged. Our next topic is terrorism in Kashmir. India became independent on 15th August 1947. As we all know, two separate nations, India and Pakistan, were formed. Pakistan has captured some part of Kashmir after independence. Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. Still, Pakistan is trying to capture it every now and then. It has even fought wars for this, and every year India has inflicted a humiliating defeat to it. Terrorism has increased in Kashmir after 1988. The terrorists have terrorized people by kidnapping, murders, bomb explosion, etc. They wanted to fulfill their motive and they want to spread fear among the people. And as a result of it, many Kashmiri Pandits, many families of Kashmir, they have to migrate. Thousands of people, such families, they are living as refugees outside Kashmir. Terrorism in Kashmir is supported from across the border. The intention of the terrorists is to create fear and instability in India. India opposes terrorism not only in India but also anywhere in India. It is in whatever form at any time. In order to end terrorism, the soldiers of India they have accepted martyrdom. Let us see the social effects of this terrorism. Terrorism leads to disintegration of the nation. They want to divide the country. Terrorism creates feeling of fear, and because of that, suspicion among the people, and because of the activities like fear, robbery, violence, etc. Its effect is felt in all age groups. Even education suffers adversely in terrorism affected area. And as a result of terrorism, mutual faith and feelings of brotherhood is diminished. Many times it leads to communal conflicts and social arrangements are shred into fragments. People cannot celebrate social functions with enthusiasm, and because of this interrelation connecting people, the brotherhood, it is disrupted. Next is economic impact of terrorism. Because of terrorism, conducive atmosphere for development of business and industry is not created, and that is why the business and trade relations are adversely affected. Because of the negative effect on business and industries, people have to migrate to the other places. Some terrorism organizations they extort money from rich industrialists, employees and businessmen. Terrorists they are engaged in antisocial activities. Which are the antisocial activities here? Drug trafficking, black money, and because of this, social economical problems are created in our country. Terrorists they destroy railway, radio stations, bridges, other government offices. Crores of rupees have to be spent to re-establish them. Every year, our country faces this problem. They are spending crores of rupees for safety and protection, the security of the people, security of the public places, security of the monuments. Crores of rupees has been spent. And as a result of terrorism, state and national transportation industry, tourism industry have to suffer a great loss. Thus, terrorism is socially as well as economically harmful. It is very much necessary to solve this problem. The problem of communism, casteism, the problem of terrorism, the problem of Naxalite movements, the problem of rebellion, these all are the troubles which are hindering the progress of our nation. So let us come together and try to live in a unity and harmony among each other. I hope you have understood the chapter. Go through the chapter once again and try to understand it. Thank you.